Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. So the lights up in my work area have been installed. There are 6 of the 8-foot LED lights. Now it's funny because I've got windows up here and the sunlight, I really feel like it actually, it increases the amount of light up here, but it's 2 different sort of types of light. So I feel like the sunlight actually hinders what it looks like. So I'm actually going to be putting coverings in all the windows so that it's just the fake light, not the natural light. I feel like the natural light just doesn't really help when it comes to camera stuff. But yeah, all 6 fixtures are up. So I had a little bit of a moment last night when I got home. And this moment started at about 8 o'clock, maybe more like 9 o'clock actually. And I was researching the big radiant heater that we're going to put in here. So it's going to be a 50-foot radiant heater that's essentially going to span all the way along. Now originally I was thinking that this radiant heater was going to come onto the mezzanine here, and I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool because we'll be working on the mezzanine and it's going to be nice and warm up here. But then I soon realized that, it's probably going to be too hot. And even if we put specialized deflectors on it and do different things to make it safe up here, it's just not going to work. So then I was like, okay, I think we're going to have to start the 50-foot radiant heater at the far end over there and have it work this way. But then I finally got a hold of the specs. I was researching them online and got the instruction manual for installation manual. And I soon realized that actually the clearance for it has to be 8 inches on the top, 54 inches on either side, and then 8 feet below, but you can put special deflectors on it. I was like, okay, well, that's for sure not going to work on the mezzanine. It can't be within, combustible material, whether it be wood or plastic or whatever it may be, within those certain specs. So then I really started getting worried. He's like, uh-oh, we just finished installing 8 lights in the main warehouse bay. Well, more than that, 14 lights. And I was like, uh-oh. Are they going to be too close? Because you see the beam right there? There's another beam right here, and that's where the radiant heater is going to go. And it turns out that, no, they're going to be too close. So that's, they're 44 inches away, and it's got to be 52. So what we're actually going to do is change all of these lights. We're not going to move them over because that would be a lot of work, but we're going to lift them up. You see how it's right there? It actually hangs 2 feet down off the beam. What we're going to do is actually lift it up so it's flush with the beam. And then the radiant heater is going to hang off the beams here a foot, and that's going to give us the 8 inches of clearance on top. So yeah, those changes are going to happen today. I feel bad for the electricians, but it is what it is. And you know what? I think that's actually going to make it look better from up here because those lights are coming 2 feet down. So for example, when you're looking down at the city like this, the lights are going to be in the shot. So now when they're actually lifted up against those beams, it's actually going to be better in my opinion. So that's not too bad. I'm disappointed that we have to do the work, but I'm glad that I came across that installation manual before everything was installed, because this whole half isn't even installed yet. So they're going to go right up against the beams, just like these ones here. And then when this radiant heater hangs down a foot, we're going to have enough clearance so that it's not near combustibles, because obviously I want this place to be safe. I don't want my lights to melt, and I don't want to start a fire. So I want to try and do everything according to code. So all of those lights have to be changed, but it's not going to be too difficult because they can just shorten the chain and then loop the, what is it called? NBX cable? I can't remember what it's called, but they can loop the cable and then it'll fix that problem. I just feel bad for the electrician. It's like, no. Optimally, what I would have had is the heat be installed first. So the big garage heater and also the furnace and all that installed first, but it just didn't work out. Just the timing of that didn't work out. So it is what it is. But it should only take a couple hours to fix all that. So it's not too bad. And luckily for me, once again, the other 11 lights are not installed yet, or the other 8 lights are not installed yet. So we'll be able to make that work. But that's sort of how my day like ended yesterday and how it started today. But I think it's going to be good. Also, we got some painting happening in the front rooms there. Hopefully all these lights get fixed up today and maybe the other ones installed. And then we're going to get some power up top there in the mezzanine space as well. And things are coming along nicely, but a little bit of a bump in the road today. It is what it is, though. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So everybody, I decided it is time to put myself to work and roll some paint. So we're rolling walls today, and the front shelving room should be pretty much fully painted by hopefully the end of the day. They're going to take 2 coats because this is actually like the cement block, which has the lines and a bunch of like dimples in it, so gotta probably roll it twice to get it completely covered with paint. But yeah, should be a good day. So I actually quite enjoy this once again, changing up the day and doing different stuff, whether it be like painting or cleaning or whatever it may be. Today we're painting. Changing the like grayish blue, light bluish gray, I guess we'll call it, walls to white. And this is actually a white like eggshell with 3 drops of black, which will help with the contrast for the cameras, or the exposure, I should say. At least I hope. So it's gonna roll paint all day pretty much. And it's gonna look like night and day when it's all done. But these walls, they absorb a lot of paint, that's for sure. Here's the first coat down, so you can still see the blue, but once you put the second coat on, you won't see that. So the stone is all done, and then the drywall is done over here. But I left this wall for an example as to what it's going to look like, or what it looked like before, I should say. So that's sort of before and after. You can see what I mean about the light, though. Even with a little bit of natural light coming in here, it sort of messes with the camera a little bit. But I am using my better camera today, so I think it's showcasing the light, like the new light fixtures and the light that they give off a little bit better than my other camera. And once we get the second coat up, boy oh boy, is it ever going to be bright in here. I don't think I featured my little desk here, have I? Check it out. It's got the big jug of water, bag full of snacks. Then I've got the Tim Hortons coffee, of course, some snap peas, my coffee, also the coffee machine right down here. There's a little mini fridge because I've been packing a lunch. Also, I got my coffee creamer in there. That's important. It's a little bit of milk, I guess. And yeah, that's where I've just sort of been, you know, operating from the new studio, just in this little table setup. So I've got some exciting news. The scaffolding has been packed away for the weekend. The electricians are going to come finish up their job on Monday, and they're going to require that scaffolding because we got to make some adjustments to the lights on the left-hand side here. Once again, we got to raise those up, but you'll notice that the lights on the right side are raised up. So we're going to have the proper clearance for that heater. And you know what? Taking a negative and turning it into a positive, I actually think the lights look better when they're raised up like those ones on the right-hand side there. They have to be raised up for the heater no matter what. But think about this. When I'm looking at the Lego City from up here, or just looking down there from up here, look where that light is. It's sort of like right in the shot. You're going to see that light in the middle of every shot, especially when it's turned on. It's going to be so bright and it's just not going to look that good. But then when you come over here to these ones, well, they're raised up a little bit higher. So I actually think that makes more sense. It's going to be better visually to have them raised up. So it actually worked out. Originally we thought, okay, we can bring the lights down because they're going to provide more light. like we're gonna drop them down. But then it's like, okay, well, we gotta raise them up because of the heater. But now I'm like, okay, I think that's actually better. And yeah, the electricians aren't done yet. They've got to install the plugins up here because there's no plugs. And then once again, they've got to raise up these lights, but it's not going to take them long. However, even though they're not done, that doesn't mean we can't turn on the lights. So let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh, there is so much light. It is just wild. It's so bright in here. And like I was mentioning, the darker it gets outside, the brighter it becomes in here. Just because the two different like colors of light aren't really fighting for camera space. But look at that. That is just incredible. It's so much brighter like than the existing lights. It's actually wild. There's no like shadow spots at all. Like none whatsoever. And you'll see what I mean when I come up here. The lower lights are sort of in the camera, but one thing I will say is I like the way that it's looking in the camera. It's not really like, you know, it's sort of blending in nicely. Like these lights don't really, like distort the image. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And when they're raised up, it's going to be even better. Now they did say that some of these lights here on the right side, they might not be perfectly level right now and they might not be perfectly lined up, but they're going to fix that on Monday as well. So they're going to go through with the scaffolding one more time and just sort of fix the height and make sure they're all good. But yeah, once I get the board put into the window, then it's going to make it even better. Also, you can hear me walking, right? You can hear the walking. I did this. I laid the carpet up here just to sort of see what it would look like. I actually do like this like checker pattern. That looks good. And also look, you can't hear me walking. Well, you sort of can, but it does mask it quite a bit. Hey, some people were telling me that there's arrows on the bottom of this. There is arrows. So look at that. We can use the arrows while laying it. But I do like the color of this. I was saying that like once the light hits it, you can see a lot more of those like almost reddish brown colors and also blue. So it does look pretty sharp. And once that's all installed up here and also installed down there, I think it's going to contrast really well with like the really light walls, which are like a grayish blue tinge, and also contrast really well with the just ridiculous brightness down here. So in addition to the lighting being finished up, we've continued on the painting as well. So as you saw, all of the walls were rolled. However, this one here, which is going to be the washroom, has its second coat. This is like a 3500K bulb. I've got to get a new light fixture for there. I'm going to get like an LED 4000K bulb so it matches the rest of the lights. But that's the double rolled paint, rolled by moi. Yeah. It just looks like a white room. How exciting is that? But I also rolled the door. I think it needs another coat as well. And then eventually, when we get to painting back here, we have the same matching like bluish gray color, and we're actually going to roll that the same color. So out here will be bluish gray. The doors and door frames will be white, and then back here will all get painted and fixed up as well. So that's going to be great. That's sort of like the last painting that has to happen, because we're going to paint the wall that we're framing around the new furnace and new hot water tank that has yet to be installed the same color as this. And then this will all get painted in here as well and patched up. So you've got to roll one more coat in this room and then also cut in all the conduit and also like between the ceiling and the tile baseboard and around the light fixtures. That's all got to be cut in one more coat. But once we do that, this room will pretty much be done. Like this room is ready for shelving because the paint is done, the lighting is done. That's all that we needed to do. Also, the doors have been removed as well. Decided to remove those because why do you need the French doors there? Just sort of got in the way. Like, I don't need this door right here or this door right there. So that's good. Get rid of that, opens it right up. I also removed that door in there as well. And this room right here is being cut in again, so you can see the second coat over the conduit and around the ceiling and baseboard. And then the last phase for it will be rolling in the second coat, and also we're gonna fix up this tile right here. And then this room will be done. So you got shelving room number 1 and shelving room number 2 approaching completion. This area back here is getting there. We just got to do the toilet and the carpet and the paint, raising up the lights and the plugs. And then this will be done as well. Also all the heating stuff. And once that's done, the new studio is going to be ready for Lego. Also, once I lay the carpet, I found a company here in Edmonton that's going to do, or going to rent a carpet cleaner for $35 for a day, a big industrial one. It's like, okay, that's a no-brainer. Once I get this carpet laid, I'm gonna vacuum it like crazy, and then I'm gonna rent the $35 carpet cleaner. No sense in buying one. I don't plan on cleaning the carpet that often, but for $35 to get like this huge carpet cleaner, and I'm just gonna go in here and clean the carpet so it pretty much looks brand new, and then I'll have brand new carpet freshly installed, and that's gonna look pretty cool. Oh yeah, also the staircase needs to be fixed up. So there's actually more work that needs to be done. This staircase still needs to be fixed up. I've been talking about that. We're gonna lay carpet on here. We're gonna fill in these handrails, redo the handrails, and then paint the sides of it as well. And then we're also gonna put, like I've been mentioning, the shelving going here and the wall around that. But just sort of one day at a time. I'm really happy that the lighting is done. Except these light fixtures got to be raised. That was sort of like a little bit of a bump in the road, as I was mentioning earlier, but I was really like stressed about that last night and this morning, and then I came over here and the electricians were like super chill about it, like, yeah, no worries, we can just raise them all. It's not a big deal. It takes a couple hours, just raise them all, and then you'll have the proper clearance for the heater. So just want to make sure it's safe and passes the inspection, of course. We've yet to bring the kids over here, though. We got to do that too. I just don't want to bring them over here while there's tools and nails on the ground and screws on the ground and all that stuff. However, I've been like sweeping up and cleaning as best I can as the trades work. So yeah, there was one funny spill actually. You'll still see a shattered bulb right here. I guess I didn't clean that up. There's a shattered bulb right there. So there's the old light fixture right here. And the electrician actually bumped into it, and boom, 2 bulbs went shattering, and I swept it all up. But I was like, oh, it's all part of the journey. That's funny. And yeah, that's it. Another day down here in the new Lego studio. Just can't believe how bright it is. It's incredible. Well, thank you so much for coming on by. Hope you enjoyed this little vlog here of us continuing to build this beautiful place. Thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.